spoilers.
If you did not, then to hell with you.
Yeah, fuck
okay,
you.
just go watch it again.
Go watch it again. If you have not seen it since you were a kid or whatever, go watch it again. It's on.
And then go read the book afterwards.
Free.
Or
what
before.
did we just watch it on?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Go watch it on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Greetings, Son fans. It's Moon Boy.
And Lava Girl.
No. Still no. Still Mrs. Moon Boy.
Lava Girl.
Tonight we are reviewing 1989's Pet Sematary.
Yes.
We
have all seen the movie before, obviously.
All of us.
All of us have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe even you.
Yeah, probably even you. Which I definitely think we should not have to give a spoiler warning for a 1989 movie.
Sure.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah. So you guys are just gonna get over it.
If you haven't seen it by now, F you.
Right.
It's happening.
Exactly. I am already drunk, so I'm drinking Gatorade. He is still drinking the tequila. However, I think Stephen King's movie Pet Sematary, and I will say that I have not seen it in years, probably in like 15 years at least, and that's just me guessing because I really have no idea. But it's been a really long time. I didn't remember most of it. I remembered some more than Andrew, I think, right? I think I did.
Maybe. My problem is I remember I read the book like 2 months ago.
Right.
Like for the fourth time. And it really drove home like
and I've never read the book, but I want
how
to.
messed up the story was.
Right.
Right. So the book, like most of Stephen King's books, are so messed up, especially compared to the movies.
Right.
But I don't know why I assumed or misremembered that this movie didn't have as many things in it as the original book did. But unlike 99% of Stephen King's movies, this had almost everything.
Yeah, it really did. The only thing, what did you say it left out?
They didn't talk about the neighbor's wife in that storyline, but it could really have lifted out just fine, and it did.
And I've never read the books, but I'm going to read the books pretty soon. I think I am in the middle of a book right now, but after that I will read this one just to see. Because it scared the crap out of me in the movie, but I think I can get through the book.
Yeah, the book's a little bit worse, but I mean, not much worse than the movie. I think they did a really good job adapting it, and I think that's because Stephen King did the screenplay.
Right, absolutely. And I thought every minute of the movie was great. I really did. And I can see why in a new movie they would want to add some extra stuff because they feel like there's not enough creepiness in this Pet Sematary movie, but I find that very hard to believe because that movie's...
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a parade of kids wearing stupid masks and stuff, like doing a drum beat.
But I don't think we should necessarily downplay that either. Let's wait and see how the movie comes out. It might be great.
I'm already gonna crap on it.
Okay, well, we should at least watch the movie and see.
We'll watch on it, but I'm calling it.
Okay.
It's gonna be horrible.
Okay, I don't think it will be. I think the movie will be good. But
No one is going to be as good as that little kid Gage in the
You're
first
right.
movie.
I will say that I had seen that movie a long time ago. Like I said, 15 years ago, 6 or 7 times, a lot.
He's a badass.
I had never realized that this kid was like 2 years old. I don't even know if he was 2 years old. Can you look it up in there? He was so young, and his speech was so perfect. So perfect.
So what creeps me out about this movie the most?
And he was just like, he did everything that he needed to do. Every single thing.
Yeah, but the thing is like,
blew me away.
Our oldest daughter was
She's just like that.
Exactly the same. She was 2 years old and she was speaking so fluently.
She could sing any song. I mean, she knew every word to act. It was crazy.
And probably the scene that gets me the most is very much related to my favorite picture of Annabelle, and that is her
Can you
flying
put
a
that
kite.
in there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Because this is how awesome that girl is.
Her flying a kite, and that is the scene where Gage bites it.
Right.
You know, he gets hit by a semi truck because he's flying a kite and chasing the reel or whatever they call it,
Right.
the spool. How the hell old was he?
Here, I can look at that. Would you want to keep
I got it. You keep talking. So he was.
So
at
yeah, I
the
think he
cemetery.
was a little freaked out because he saw this kid who's like 2 years old chasing this spool, and you know everybody's facing a different way. Don't even see him running out in front of the semi, and everybody turns around at the same time and sees him, and they start running for him, but they're all just so far back they can't even get to him.
So he was 27 months old. So he was
That's
2.
insane. Like that is insane.
He was just barely 2.
That is exactly like my daughter Annabelle.
Yeah.
Exactly like her.
So she was creepy.
So
And
creepy.
he is
But
creepy.
she was awesome. Like to us, she wasn't creepy because she was our only child, and we didn't realize that normal kids should not speak like a 5-year-old at 2 years old. But she did. She
Yeah.
never creeped us out. But then when she was in daycare, I started getting comments from the daycare teachers going, "She speaks like she's 5 years old."
We listened to a lot of audiobooks.
Right.
I did listen to a lot of audiobooks with her. And they weren't young
Normal
kids.
books.
They were like, I listened to mostly horror, maybe fantasy, stuff like that, but
What was that one Stephen King book you listened to a lot?
Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower.
Yeah.
There's one thing he listened to the most when she was very small.
Dark Tower, Wheel of Time, I think those are the two that
But
she
those
probably
were
heard
she
most.
was like an infant.
Yeah, but she picked up a lot of big words real quick.
She really, really. I mean, even to this day, she's 11 years old, and she can just have. I mean, it's creepy. It's absolutely creepy the conversations she can have with us.
So this kid was very much like that. So this movie is like much more personal for me
Right.
because of how much it's similar to our life.
Right, because back when we watched it before, that it was not like that, right?
And we didn't have kids.
We didn't have kids. We had no idea that kids were not supposed to speak that way. It was not a big deal. Now we're like, oh my god, this is just like Annabelle.
Yeah.
Creepy.
And of course, Annabelle, many years later, became a horror movie itself.
Oh yeah, which she was not happy about either. We're like, okay, the movie was not out when we named you, child. I promise. She's like, I hate my name.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, everything about this movie, fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Um,
I mean, we were looking this morning today, like, okay, what horror movie do we want to watch today? And we're scrolling through, and I see this. I'm like, we've got to watch Pet Sematary. I mean, when was the last time we saw Pet Sematary?
Yeah.
You know, so we watched it, and God, I'm so glad that we did.
so with the new one on Horizon,
Right.
2019, we're like, okay, let's watch this one before the new one comes out.
Right.
I don't see how the new one's going to make anything better.
I don't either, because this movie was way too good. Although it did seem like, other than the kids parading with the masks, everything else was like exactly what just showed in us in the movie. I really feel like it did, but
I mean, John Lithgow should not have had that beard.
he's John Lithgow. I mean, he's got to be. I feel like he was the right part for that role.
Maybe, but I think that
You think he should have shaved his beard?
he should have shaved that beard. I mean, the guy, the old guy in the book, is described as kind of like a long face type thing, and John Lithgow has a long face.
Right.
So, but the beard just makes it like rounded out,
Yeah.
and there's no, I don't know, it just wasn't right for me. Especially since I like John Lithgow the way he normally looks.
Yeah, and I do too, but I think, I don't know.
But we're not reviewing that movie.
No, we're not. And I think he's going to do great anyway. I think the movie's going to be great.
might
But it may not be, because I do really,
So
really...
there really wasn't anything in this movie that needed to be remade, though. That's the problem. Like, so
I agree,
sure,
but at the same time, I feel like you're right, and I agree, 100% agree, but I also feel like a new movie will make people want to see it again.
I think the only reason doing it is because it became.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a
I
cash,
gotta say-
it's a cash grab.
It was right to do that.
Sure, it was a horrible made-for-TV movie. This was not a made-for-TV movie,
Right.
right? This was actually a feature film, and let's say something in that time period like Evil Dead. Evil Dead had a horrible makeup, horrible everything, right?
Whereas Pet Sematary did not have horrible makeup.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was one moment where the kid was about to disappear, right? Where the only moment in the entire show where
Pascal the ghost guy.
CSI looked bad. That was, I mean, 1 second. That was it.
The green screen.
Right.
That green screen. It was a little bit. You could tell, but other than that,
it wasn't bad. It really wasn't.
But you could tell it was green screen.
Right.
But as far as as far as this goes, like the makeup, it was on the level of your was it American Werewolf in London?
Oh yeah.
Like the practical effects were super good.
Oh yeah.
So,
and that's why I think the movie was still so good.
yeah, so I think everything held up.
Yeah.
Like, literally everything held up. And
And this movie was literally made in 1989.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane to me. It really is insane to me because I feel like that's incredibly awesome, especially for a Stephen King movie. Because we've seen a lot of Stephen King movies, we really have, and most of them are not that great.
Yeah, most of the Stephen King movies were made for TV though.
Right, but this Pet Sematary was like.
So this was
wow.
a feature film like that was supposed to be in the theater, so they spent theater money on it.
Right. And it was.
And luckily enough, it came out around the time of American Werewolf in London. Tom Savini doing his amazing stuff in like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, stuff like that. So there was a lot of like really innovative stuff happening in makeup and practical effects that made its way into this movie. I mean, there wasn't a lot that needed to be done as far as makeup goes, but the stuff that did happen, I mean, it was better than having CGI
Right.
or anything like that. I mean, there's really no need for it other than the ghostly effects. But
Right.
I think even today's green screens would be able to do that effectively.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, there wouldn't be any needs for
No.
CGI anywhere.
No, not at all.
I mean, you could still cover pets and stuff in blood.
Right. Oh
Um,
yeah.
I mean, they did it in, what was that?
Can we just talk for 1 minute about the changes in the way the movies are made? Is that we definitely felt like in this movie the cat was maybe actually harmed.
Yeah, that cat
And
got fucked up.
Yeah, and that I mean it may not be true, but it seems that way, and it also seems the way that the little boy who's like just over 2 years old falls down, hits his head, bangs himself all up. We almost think that's real.
Of course it was real.
I mean, that's awful.
So-
they don't do that anymore.
I mean, towards the end of the movie, this is what we're talking about. You know, Gage starts walking backwards to the hall. He trips over something in the hall, and he like bumps his head on the
Right.
hallway, like
And he starts to cry
wall,
and stuff.
and he's crying. And I'm like, that's legit. That wasn't
right.
like
It's so sad.
that's not acting. He just like he falls backwards, hits his head, and is like, you know.
Right.
That was legit. They were like, oh yeah, we got some gold here.
But the kid is, I mean, he's so small. Like, okay, I don't know if y'all remember what it's like to have a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds are like this big, and he's walking around. Oh my god.
But he was like, because he was so advanced in his speech, he was like a little old person.
He was.
You know.
And that's exactly what Annabelle was like.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
It's so
like having a
creepy.
little old person in the house is kind of
Yeah.
creepy.
People
but the
used
cat,
to talk to me about that all the time.
the cat was like,
There.
they would grab the cat and like scruff the neck and hang it, and all of a sudden they just like injected it with something.
And it was
And I
like-
swear that shit was like, they injected that with like 50 cc's of lithium or something. Because this cat just went, it just went limp. And then like they laid it on the ground, and this thing was like just in a weird position, and it was panting, and it was like, there's no way that you can teach a cat to like play dead like that. There's no way. This cat was high as fuck.
Yeah.
This cat was seeing like Saturn
Yeah.
and sandworms and all sorts of stuff. Like
Oh,
Beetlejuice
yeah.
was there, and he's like whoa, whoa. But you know, his body was just still and breathing. And oh yeah, that cat was, they drugged the shit out of that cat.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time.
Like no animals were harmed in the making of this movie
Because they were all alive after.
they were feeling no pain whatsoever. Also, they didn't say no kids were harmed.
Right.
You
They
know.
didn't. They didn't say anything about kids or animals.
So I think they really did some stuff, because there was no CGI. There was no like puppet cat. Like that was a real cat. You could tell.
Literally there was 1 second of CGI in the whole movie, and that was that one kid about to disappear, and that was it.
And that wasn't even CGI. That was just green screen.
Right. So
Like,
that's what I meant.
yeah.
Yeah. That's all it was, which was crazy, but crazy. So what else?
So
It ends. Everybody's basically dead except for the sister and the mother. They didn't realize. So I didn't realize, 20 years ago watching this movie, that the mother came back. I mean, obviously I did realize that, but I didn't realize that she had.
you don't remember.
Right. So I didn't remember that she had killed her husband.
We don't know for a fact.
Well, we do.
We didn't see it.
Right, but still.
But
we
it
did.
happened.
It happened, for sure.
Yeah.
So we don't know then what happened to her. You know what I mean? Because we know the little boy was killed by him.
She went on to terrorize the neighborhood, and they burnt her.
Although-
to a crisp.
Did the little boy die? What did he give him? Did he give him something to put him to sleep or to...
So we saw him die because he at least gave him something to put him to sleep. The kid fell asleep on the wall, and then he covered him gasoline.
Oh, that's
burnt
right.
him,
That's right.
He
I
burnt him.
forgot about that. You're right.
He burnt the whole house down with the neighbor and the kid and the cat inside.
Right. That's right.
I
So
don't know
she
if the cat
came...
was inside.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
probably in the yard.
The cat was killed.
Yeah.
I think it was the old man that killed the cat. Something
No,
like
he
that.
killed the cat with he drugged it, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, but he brought the wife out, carried in a sheet. He's like, oh, well, it's because she's only just died a minute
Right.
ago. I can bring her back. But she's like, nope.
Right, so she
starts-
walks in.
Starts leaking some pus and goo and stuff out of her eyeball.
Yeah, she
and he
walks
starts
in,
making out
and
with
he's
her like,
kissing her while she's leaking goo out of her. Oh.
no, that's not happening. If you're leaking goo from your face,
You're not kissing me.
we're not making out.
I understand that. Thanks, babe.
Sorry.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
No need to kiss me when I have goo leaking from my eyeballs.
Like, baby, we gotta take care of that. Here's some Clearasil or something. No.
So yeah, I think the whole thing was pretty messed up. I think that the boy, he was only 2 years old, which is insane to me. He's 2 years old and he's speaking these full sentences. And
He's
I know,
doing well. What I liked better than that was the fact that they didn't use the stock sound footage of a kid laughing, like the
Right. No, they
like,
didn't. They
his
used
was like
his laughing. And it was,
like,
you could tell it was
it was
him.
like a cackle.
100% it was him.
It was so creepy.
And this kid was two years old.
Yeah.
He's 2 years old, and they're getting him to cackle like that and to say all that crap. I don't know if I would want to hang out with the kid after that movie.
Yeah.
Because he was in a lot of scary movies, wasn't he?
He was in a
He's
movie
been in
called
a lot.
Unspeakable Acts.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop. Kindergarten Cop wasn't scary at all, but
No, but I remember being
he was
scared
in
of
Melrose
him.
Place. I mean, that was scary bad acting. Let's see here.
He was in a lot of the 90s movies, but
The
what about
Nanny.
Full
I knew-
House?
He was Dylan in
He was
Nightmare on
Full
Elm
House.
Street. New Nightmare. He was Nancy's kid.
Yeah.
That's where I really know him.
Yeah,
from.
me too.
I'm
That's
like
right.
such a big Nightmare fan.
Yeah, I like that too. And he was in Full House as a lot of people. He was the
He was the same
boyfriend.
kid.
Huh?
He wasn't a lot of people.
You know what I
He appeared a lot of times.
He appeared a lot of times in
Yeah.
Full House. He was a boyfriend of one of the girls.
He was in Parenthood, Spawn,
He's been in a lot of movies.
Life of Louis, Baby Geniuses. He was in Roswell. I like Roswell. You didn't watch Roswell, I don't think.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Why would you say that?
I don't know. I thought you did.
I liked Roswell.
You never watched.
So he's got 3 movies that are announced right now that he hasn't even shown up yet. That's how crazy this kid is.
New Adventures of Pink Girl and Scone. That sounds like a name that you would come up with. I'm a pink girl. I'm a lava girl. I'm Scone.
Oh, Lava Girl.
No.
Listen, it's not that I chose Lava Girl. You chose Moon Boy.
I did choose Moon
Boy
Boy.
and Lava Girl. Duh. Only thing that makes sense.
Okay. So, anywho, how many moons does this movie get?
9.
9?
Maybe 9.5.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe 10.
10?
Pet Sematary. Okay, let's talk about this for a second, okay?
Okay.
Pet Sematary is an old movie
It is an old movie.
from 1989, which
Sure.
how long ago is that?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. That was
Almost 20 years ago.
almost 20 years ago. That's amazing that this movie is still this good 20 years later.
You know what's even
It's
better than
amazing.
that?
What?
Alien.
Okay. I don't
30
believe
years
that.
ago.
I never even saw Alien. I saw some of the Aliens. You watched them with me.
Don't
but
make me flip this table over.
I watched some of them, but they were just like Alien. They weren't anything special to me. Pet Sematary is a 10 for me, for sure.
Are you kidding me?
No. And now I know that I said that, you're gonna make me watch Alien, and that's gonna fucking suck.
We're watching Alien next. You've heard it here first. Alien.
We've watched them all. It's
No,
not like
you haven't even watched them all. You watched halfway through the second Alien movie,
No,
and then you were
we
like,
watched
okay,
them
I'm done.
all.
No, you no.
I watched them all with you, babe.
No.
I think we might have. been distracted a little bit.
No. No.
That was, I think, the beginning of our relationship. Like,
No, not a chance.
yes, it was.
So,
It was.
next movie is Alien, and it's going to get 10. I can already predict it. It's getting 10.
I think I'll give it a 7.
But this movie for me,
Pet Sematary. You better think about it. Pet Sematary. Look at the picture.
we get a 9.
Okay, good. Because
You
I'm
get a
glad.
9.
I'm
It's
glad
just-
because I feel like if you give it a 9, I should definitely give it a 10, which I definitely
Pet
do.
Sematary gets a fantastic review from me.
Good, me too.
It's not perfect.
Did you know before that we watched it tonight that you were going to give it a 9?
No. I went in thinking maybe it's a 7. Maybe it's a 6. Because
See?
I
You
kind of
didn't
remember old movies being crappy, but
I knew this
and I
movie
remember
was so
I remember
good.
the movie being or the book being so messed up. I was like, man, there's so many things in it they didn't include in the movie, but they did. They included almost all of it.
Almost all of it. I know. I tried to
And I was
tell
like,
you.
all right, so they did include most of it. So
It was amazing. It was such an amazing movie.
It gets 9.
If you have not seen the movie, and if you have not, I hope you did not watch this because we just gave you
no.
all the spoilers.
If you did not, then to hell with you.
Yeah, fuck
Okay,
you.
just go watch it again.
Go watch it again. If you have not seen it since you were a kid
Yeah.
or whatever, go watch it again. It's on.
And then go read the book
it's
afterwards,
Free. What,
or
what did we
before.
just watch it on?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Go watch it on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
For sure. 10. I give it a 10. He gives it a 9, which I think he's crazy. It's great. And we're both hoping that the next Pet Sematary comes out and will be just as good.
It won't be.
I hope it will be.
It'll be horrible.
It will be. But even if it's not, we're going to go see it in the theater. We have to see it in the theater, obviously. It's
I
fun.
don't know. We haven't seen Halloween yet.
Well, that's not out yet.
It is out.
Oh, well then we'll have to go this weekend.
It came out last week.
What are we going to do about? Okay, we'll talk about that later. We have no babysitter for the party this weekend.
Is that so?
Didn't your mom say it's their anniversary?
It is. But it's okay.
Wasn't she saying no?
She didn't say no.
She didn't say yes either.
Right. So we didn't ask Dad. Dad was like, yeah, sure. It's not a big one for them.
But I'm saying I could text Cindy and ask her if she can watch them.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
We'll get it taken care of.
Sorry.
We have a Halloween party to go to.
Yeah, and we need babysitters.
We bought costumes, so we have to go.
Yeah, we have to go. So we need a babysitter for sure.
But we'll definitely do something in our costumes for the videos.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
Yep.
we definitely will. And we'll do like maybe a 360 video at the party. Who knows?
What does that mean?
Like a 360 video. Like
Oh, like when we're all partying.
yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be fun too.
Is that how you party? You party like this?
Party like this? That's how I party.
Anywho, thanks for watching. If you agree that Pet Sematary is a 9 or a 10,
10
no. If it's a 9,
or 10.
let us know in the comments below.
Comment that you like it as a 10.
If you don't like it at all, like if you think it's crap,
Don't comment. We
yeah,
don't want to hear
just
from you.
I don't want to hear you at all. Just die in a fire. And you know, if you haven't already, like and subscribe.
I need to still subscribe.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I completely forget every single day.
Don't be like her.
Don't be like me.
Like
Subscribe.
and subscribe. I mean, how hard is it?
I mean, I watch the videos. It's not like I don't watch them.
How hard is it?
I don't know. I don't watch them.
Tell them how hard it is.
I don't know how hard it is. I think you click on the link and then you click subscribe.
There's a little subscribe button.
I think there is. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna go do that tonight, or maybe probably tomorrow.
Anywho, thanks a lot. Bye.
Goodbye.